Talk about a hit the ego would get if it could have that experience. It shouts, but what it shouts fades out as it goes through space. But the joy of being extends infinitely without ever fading out, without the full substance of what it is, being fully experienceable. You will never have the experience of wondering if you've been heard. If you did not have split minds, you would recognize that willing is salvation because it is communication, the extension of the acknowledgement of what is real in each and everything, which is another way of saying the recognition of God in each and everything, which is another way of saying that the experience of being is the experience of glorifying God. That's what the words glorifying God means. That's what the words glorifying God mean. A holy religious experience? Yes, but you know what? It's like looking at the poinsettias here and experiencing them fully. And you never really think of any spiritual words. It means being present with whatever is going on. The African violets over there. Each of you sitting in your chairs and experiencing the capital M meaning, the significant meaning, the divine meaning of each of you, of each thing. That's what glorifying God is. It's recognizing a thing for what it really is and enjoying it to the max, experiencing it to the max. And by virtue of having the experience, broadcasting, communicating the experience to all the rest of infinity. Don't worry, you'll never lose the opportunity to smell the roses. You just think you know what smelling the roses means. And it's a hint. It's a hint of the ultimate. It is impossible to communicate in alien tongues. Weird thing to stick in there, isn't it? Well, when any one of you speaks from an ungrounded and unconnected place, you speak in alien tongues. And you think in alien ways. Fragmented, distorted, unintelligent. But communication never actually occurs. Whenever you are dealing with your neighbor, or your family, or your friends. And it's not your intent to be glorifying what is of value about them. You're not only speaking to them in alien tongues, and they are not only speaking to you in alien tongues, but no communication is actually occurring. Nothing of significance is happening. So, talking to each other from independent, autonomous stances is not your function. But here's your function. You and your Creator can communicate through creation, because that and only that is your joint will. There will never be joint creations, plural. There will only ever be joint will, where you and the Father constitute a singularity, not a duality, not a friendly, chummy duality, but a singularity in which neither one of you is claiming an independent vantage point. And you become one in intent, one in will, to not claim a presence different from the one infinite presence that you are. A presence which is constantly conscious, and therefore constantly in the movement of consciousness, which is therefore experienced as all that is, the kingdom of heaven, the universe, infinity. The acknowledgement of that, the recognition of yourself in that. Where the full meaning of the redness of the poinsettia is communicated infinitely, for lack of better words, through the universe, which is some aspect of the infinitude of you in your singular, universal oneness as well. Now, I'm going to stop there. You may think that I'm getting way out there, but what I'm trying to convey to you is that what you call way out there is the right here, right now. And right here, right now is where you'll experience it. I love you. Abide with what I've said. If anything, wonder, why did he say that? What were his reasons? What were the divine reasons for this being said and not something else? And if it doesn't jive with what I read in the Bible or what I've read in the Course, why did he say it? Where might the compatibility of the two be found? It will be found not in trying to magnify the difference, but in asking, what might the divine and enlightening reason have been for him saying what he said? And I look forward to being with you next week.